Okay, here's one of our most important problems in algebra, basic algebra. Find the equation of a line given 2 points. So we've got several different forms of the equation of the line of given data. We've got the slope-intercept form and the point-slope form. We also have the standard form, but that doesn't usually help us when we have given data. So we don't have the intercept, so we're going to have to use the point-slope form. That's the y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we do have a point. Actually, we've got 2 points. So there's my x1, y1. That's no problem. I got 2 points to choose from. But do I have the slope? Well, no, I don't have the slope, but can I find the slope? Yes, if I've got 2 points, I can find the slope by using my slope formula. So we'll do that first. Let's find the slope, and then we'll have the slope. And we can use either one of these points, and we'll be in business. So my slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So what I'll do is I'll write the structure of my formula. I guess I can write it over here, that equals. And remember, I've got negative signs in the formula, and I may have negative signs in the data, and in this case I do. So I'll label my points. And it doesn't matter which is 1 or 2, so I'll just call this x1, y1, x2, y2, just because they're in that order. Okay. And then I can substitute my data in. So once I've got my points labeled, it's real easy. So what's y2? I just look up here. y2 is negative 3. y1 is negative 7. x2 is 2. And x1 is negative 3. So again, negative signs in the formula and negative signs in the data. So you can always double check it. Okay, y2, y1, x2, x1. And then we simplify this. That's going to equal negative 3, and a negative times a negative is positive, so plus 7 all over 2, and a negative times a negative is positive, plus 3. And 7 minus 3 is 4, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So I know that my slope now is going to be 4 over 5. Okay? And I need a point, so I could pick either point. Well, since I already called this x1, y1, I'll just use that. These numbers are a little bit smaller, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes they could be just as complicated, so I'll just use the more complicated point to give you some practice. And now I'm going to use my point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And again, I'll write the structure of my formula because I might have some double negatives. Y minus equals m times x minus, and then I'll put my data in. So what's my y1? My y1 is negative 7. What's my x1? My x1 is negative 3. And what's my slope? My slope is 4 over 5. All right? And then I'll simplify this. Y plus 7 equals 4 over 5 times x plus 3. And now I've got my equation of the line. Now, if we just ask you to write the equation of the line, you've got it. So this is a very important technique, so make sure you kind of go through this step by step. It's not difficult, but you have to use your slope formula and your point slope form. So you have to use two formulas. There's kind of two parts to these problems. Now, if we want to get this in the slope-intercept form, which is popular because you can use that in your graphing calculator, slope-intercept form, so y equals mx plus b. It's just y equals. If you look at your graphing calculator, you'll see the y equals, and that's how you can graph the line. So let's do this. So what I'll do first is I'll just subtract 7 from both sides. So we're really done here as far as finding the equation of the line. But if I subtract 7 from both sides, I can get it in the y equals form. Y equals 4 over 5. Oops, let me get some. Times x plus 3 minus 7. And then I'll remove the parentheses because I've got some numbers here I can combine. So 4 over 5 times x is 4/5 x. And 3 is the same thing as 3 over 1. So we multiply 4/5 times 3 over 1, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. First of all, my sign is positive. That's nice. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 1 is 7. I'm sorry, 5 times 1 is 5. Excuse me, I'm looking at the 7. Minus 7. All right, so 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator when I'm multiplying. Now I want to add these. So in order to add these, I have to have a common denominator. And remember, 7 is the same thing as 7 over 1. And in order to add these two fractions, I have to have a common denominator that looks like the least common denominator will be 5. So I'll multiply the top and the bottom by 5. So I get y equals 4 over 5 times x, and this is plus 12 over 5, minus, and 7 times 5 is 35 over 5. And you see that's the same thing as 7. Now what we can do is we can just say we're going to add our numerators and put them over the common denominator, 12 minus 35 all over 5. So finally I have my last step. Y equals 4 over 5x. And then 12 minus 35, when I'm combining, I always take the sign of the larger, which is negative when we're adding. And if the signs are different, we take the difference, and the difference between 35 and 12 is 23 over 5. So that's going to be minus 23 over 5. And there's your equation in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form, so it actually goes to the point 0, negative 23/5. So there you go. Very important problem. So take a look at that. You can pause it, replay it, check it. I think that will help.